Hey guys, welcome back for another video. So it has been a long time since I hit that record button, but my shelves are done, so I feel like I have space to record now. And for the first time in a very long time, I actually have a TBR. Like I actually planned what I'm going to read in the month of June, so I'm going to share it with you guys. So it is June, but I had some carryover from the month of May. And normally that bothers me quite a bit, but I'm trying to be chill. So we're rolling over from May into June with my Wheel of Time reread. Now, I'm on, what is this, book 6, and I am loving it. This turning of the wheel, this reread has been very, very fun. I loved it the first time around, but man, there's just something about coming back into a huge story when you have some perspective. So I'm loving my Wheel of Time reread. I'm almost finished with Lord of Chaos. When you're almost finished with a huge book, you still have 250 pages left. So I'm hoping to wrap that up soon. And I'm also carried over. I'm also reading book 3 of ACOTAR, which is A Court of Wings and Ruin. And it's okay. I liked the second book a lot. Like that's what made me read the third book. Was the first one not so much. The second one, I liked it. The third one, it's okay so far. So hoping to wrap those up so move on to some fresh books in June. So it's probably been 2 years or so since I've really made a TBR and then actually cared to stick with it. But I have a good feeling about this stack of books. It doesn't feel overly ambitious, and I'm very excited about each one. So we will see. But first up, I have Spirits of Vengeance by Rob J. Hayes, and this is one of his Mortal Techniques stories. And I've read Never Die, and I've read Pawn's Gambit, and I loved both of them. And each time I'm like, I'm going to read the rest of these ASAP because they're so good. And then for some reason I put them off for a long time. But I read Pawn's Gambit back in March, I think, so I am really excited to get to this one. Everyone, when I was reading Pawn's Gambit, was like, oh, if you like that, you're going to love Spirits of Vengeance. It's his best one. It's so good. So I'm very excited to get to this. The only thing that made me put it off for a couple of months is just that it's way thicker than the other one, so I kind of had to make room for it. Next up is Drums of Autumn, and this is book 4 in the Outlander series. And I've been very slowly reading this. I think over the past 2 years, I read a book here, and then wait 4 or 5 months, read a book there, wait 4 or 5 months. The reason is because they are huge. Like, this is deceiving, but this is like a 47-hour audiobook and like 1,000-page book with tiny print, and I love them. They're so immersive. I love the way she tells a story. I love being with Jamie and Claire. They're so romantic. Look at my bookmark here. Like Sassenach. Like if you know, you know. I just have to be in the right mood for them, and I've been yearning for the Scottish hillsides. So I'm really excited to get back to this because it's just time. I'm ready. Another historical fantasy series that I'm really excited to jump back into is the Gale Song series by Shauna Lawless. And this is The Land of the Living and the Dead. And I believe it's the final, I think it's a trilogy, but maybe I'm wrong. But either way, it's the final one that I have, and I'm excited to get to it. I started these back in April, and then I read one last month, and I'm just like eating them up. It is a little more heavy-handed on the fantasy than something like Outlander because it blends historical fiction and history in general with Irish folklore. And with that folklore, she's able to sprinkle in more magic. And I just love the way she writes, and I love her. And I'm really, really pleased with the series. So I'm excited to get to book 3. One thing about me is I am not afraid of a reread. I love rereading my favorite books, my favorite series. It doesn't matter how long they are. It doesn't matter if I just read it last year. I'm going to read it again, okay? Especially if I have friends reading it for the first time. And a bunch of people are currently reading Sun Eater for the first time because they are working their way towards a highly anticipated new release. And I'm due for a reread. And Howling Dark actually is probably the book that I remember the least about from my first time around. So I'm very excited to reread this. In fact, I think I'll start it next when I finish up the books that I have going. Now this is a book that sometimes I feel like I'm the last person on the face of the planet, or at least the last person in the fantasy reading world to have read. It's The Will of the Many. I don't know why I haven't read it yet, but I do feel like very, very confident that I'm going to love it. Funny enough, I didn't love Licanius. Same guy, James Islington. Like, that's another video, a whole nother discussion. But I have my reasons. I didn't love Lycanius. I had problems with it. But I feel confident that I'm going to love this one because I know enough about the premise, and the people who are recommending it to me and who are going, you're going to love it, they know what I like. So I'm very, very excited to get to this one as well. I also have a couple of Libby holds that are about to come through that I'm pretty excited for. I'm going to read As You Wish, which is a book about the making of the movie The Princess Bride, and it's narrated by Carrie Elwes. And The Princess Bride is one of my favorite movies of all time, so I'm actually very excited to read this one. And then last month, I read an Ali Hazelwood book, which is totally out of my normal genre. It's a kind of like a rom-com, I guess. It was called Love Theoretically. And by the time I was done, I was like, I liked this way more than I thought I would. I just really liked the way she wrote characters. I liked the way the dialogue was, and just the way her characters shaped up. It ended up really surprising me, and I was way more engaged than I thought I would be. So I'm going to read this one called Deep End, and I think it's a bit spicier, but I'm willing to try it. So anyway, I'm going to get those from Libby and listen to those on audio. So yeah, those are the books I'm planning on reading in June. And I don't know, check back in 30 days, circle back around, see if I actually read any of those. But as of now, I feel very confident in my TBR because, yeah, the last several months I kind of got caught up in some bingo boards and readathons, which were very fun, and I'm glad I did them. But they kind of hijack your reading plans a little bit. And I love that I did them because both of those things, the bingo boards and the readathon, had me reading things that I may not have normally picked that I ended up loving. But I'm very excited to get back on to the track of wrapping up ongoing series I have and just, just reading some stuff I've been wanting to get to. So y'all have a great reading month. Let me know what you're planning on reading, and hopefully I'll be back with another video before too long.